Your XRP is under attack. Yes, and it's not just XRP, it's also Quant Qnt and other cryptocurrencies in general are under attack right now by the European Central Bank. Yes, this lady right here is the president of the European Central Bank. Her name is Christine Lagarde or something like that. And she's basically saying how Bitcoin and cryptocurrency are worthless. And we're going to take a look at this 2-minute clip of her answering questions from the audience. And she says how she does not own cryptocurrency and she thinks it's worthless, but her son owns cryptocurrency. So this is really interesting, actually. But before we get into this video, I just want you to see this report right here. Okay, this report right here literally is from the European Central Bank, and they mention Quant Network by name, literally, as a DLT-based system for DLT solutions by Quant Overledger. This is literally the same Quant Qnt network that we speak about on a daily basis on this channel, okay? And I made a whole video about that right here, as you can tell, on this European Central Bank report, okay? So they literally have mentioned Quant Network by name, okay? And the Interledger protocol right here, as you can tell, this is basically XRP. XRP uses the Interledger protocol, and they're basically what powers the Interledger protocol. And this European Central Bank report, literally from the European Central Bank, as you can tell, this right here is the same bank that this lady works for, okay? And they mention QNT and XRP by name, basically, but then she says how cryptocurrency is worthless. So it does not make sense, and you should not believe everything she says, but this is very, very important if you own cryptocurrency. And we're going to take a look at a lot more things in today's video. So that's why you want to subscribe real quick. Tap the subscribe button down below because we speak about cryptocurrency every single day. So if you like crypto, if you like XRP, if you like QNT, this channel is for you. So what are you waiting for? Make sure you subscribe and let's get going because this is very, very interesting what she said. Basically, this is a 2-minute clip. We're going to take a look at it in just a second. But also, as you're watching this video, just keep in mind the fact that literally the European Central Bank right now, this is on their webpage, they're working on a digital euro and they see cryptocurrencies as a competitor, unfortunately, and they think that crypto is basically competing directly with their digital euro, even though they did a whole report right here of the use of DLT in post-trade processes, okay? So they're talking about how they can use the Interledger protocol and Quant Qnt to interconnect their European central euro, like their digital euro, with other digital currencies around the world. Obviously, they need to be able to interconnect and interoperate with one another, and that's where cryptocurrencies like XRP or QNT come into place. So just keep that in mind, that they're working on a digital euro. As they tell you that crypto is worthless, they're literally working on a digital euro, okay? So just keep that in mind. And also, again, Christine Lagarde, we're going to take a look at the video, but she says how cryptocurrency is worth nothing. This lady right here. Now, why should you not believe everything she has to say? Because first of all, she looks crazy, okay? Like, I don't know about you, but she looks crazy, okay? And also, she's been wrong so many times, and the European Central Bank has now worked with Amazon, Nexi, and 3 other prototype digital euro apps for their central bank digital currency, okay? So they see cryptocurrency as a threat, but crypto is the future in many ways. And this lady right here, the president of the European Central Bank, has literally blamed the inflation crisis on Putin and his war in Europe, okay? And yes, maybe that did affect inflation a little bit because now Europe has to pay more for gas and natural resources, natural energy and oil and all of those things because of the war and what's happening. But inflation was already being caused by the money printer, and we're going to take a look at it in the video. Basically, the European Central Bank, banks around the world, basically printed trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars, and instead of them owning up to it, and instead of them saying, yeah, we kind of messed up and we printed a lot of money and we did not need all that money, they're just blaming Putin and the war was happening. And yes, it's disgusting. Like, I hate seeing people killing each other, but that's the world we live in, and there's a bunch of lies going on around, and she's basically blaming Putin instead of taking some ownership and saying, yes, we kind of messed up, that we printed too much money. She's just deflecting all of the blame onto Putin, and that's not fair. Yes, Putin is doing a lot of wrong things right now in Ukraine, and there's so many things happening around the world, and obviously Putin has his own reasons for why he's doing what he's doing, but that's not the point of today's video, okay? That's not the point of today's video. But her saying that the war in Ukraine and what Putin is doing is the reason why the inflation crisis is so bad in Europe just shows you that she has no backbone, that she has no sense of moral responsibility at all. And anyways, she also is the same lady that last year she said how the European Central Bank is unlikely to raise interest rates for 2022. Okay, so last year, this same lady, the president of the ECB, the European Central Bank, Lagarde, says a rate hike is unlikely for 2022. And she said that last year. Well, guess what? Guess what they've been doing this whole year in 2022? They've been raising interest rates. Literally. So she's doing exactly what she said she would not do. So just because she says something does not mean you should listen to her. Just keep that in mind as I show you this video. And also, it's not just her, it's the Federal Reserve, it's the European Central Bank and the Bank of England. They all last year in November, they were saying how the inflation is transitory. Okay, so it's not just the European Central Bank that you should always be skeptical of. It's the Federal Reserve as well, that say things sometimes that they don't mean, or they're trying to mislead you, or maybe they're just stupid, honestly, and they cannot predict the future. Like, maybe they're smart, sure, but they cannot predict the future. No one can predict the future 100%. So the Federal Reserve was wrong on inflation. The European Central Bank was wrong on inflation. The Bank of England was wrong on inflation. All of these banks around the world were wrong on inflation, saying that it was just transitory. Or maybe they were lying to you and they knew that it was not just transitory and they wanted to sell at the top before you start selling. Maybe that's what they were trying to do. So that's also another reason why you should not believe what these people say 100% of the time. And also, central banks around the world, they're working on CBDCs again. All of these countries around the world are literally working on a digital currency. So some of them will actually embrace cryptocurrencies like XRP, XLM, Xrp Qnt, Algorand, XDC, and actually have their CBDC powered by cryptocurrency and do it the right way. But some of them may see their CBDC as direct competitors with cryptocurrency. So that's why they're telling you not to buy crypto, because they think it's worthless. But I'm going to show you exactly why they're all wrong. And again, make sure you subscribe real quick, tap the like button if so far you're enjoying this video, because this is very, very important. Now, this video is basically a 2-minute clip, okay? But this is really interesting what she says, and I'm going to show you exactly why she's wrong. And just keep in mind what we covered in this introduction to this video of why you should not listen to this lady 100%, okay? She has been wrong on inflation. She has been wrong on interest rates, and she will be wrong on cryptocurrency. So watch this.
There is this graph about the balance sheet of the European Central Bank and the money that is on there now. And here it is. What I would like to show our viewers and ask the question about is, this is going over 8 trillion euros now. And
again, this is the balance sheet of the European Central Bank, and look at how much money now they have under their belt because of the money printer, and they just literally kept printing and printing and printing more money and creating new money and introducing it into the markets. But that has nothing to do with inflation, right? Christine Lagarde, right? President of the European Central Bank. This has nothing to do with inflation. It's just the Putin war. You're blaming Putin and his war, but then you're taking no responsibility for this money printer. Look at this. Look at this major spike from right here to all the way up there. That has nothing to do with inflation, right? And listen to what she has to say.
This is going over 8 trillion euros now. And isn't what you just told us about the cryptocurrencies, don't we see a gigantic bubble here on your balance sheet with the euro? And isn't this graph very nerve-wracking?
Well, I can tell you that there is 0 crypto assets in the balance sheet of the ECB.
That I know.
Point number 1. Well, I just don't want any ambiguity about it.
Yeah.
Well, the 0 cryptocurrency assets under the European Central Bank balance sheets is worth more than the fiat money that you print out of thin air. So keep that in mind, Christine Lagarde.
But you have to think in terms of counterfactual. If we had not decided on March 18th, when we put together the pandemic emergency program and then subsequently increased the volume of commitment that we made to the European Union economies, we would be in a devastated situation. So I don't regret any of that move that we took on that day, which was 4 months into my job, to significantly increase the size of the balance sheet, because that's all we had.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the economy would have collapsed, and it would have been even accelerated by a financial
You
crisis.
had to do it.
And that is fine, but if you blame that inflation that is only based off of the war in Ukraine with Putin, then you are not taking any responsibility, Christine Lagarde. Obviously, you printing a bunch of money has to do something with inflation in Europe. So,
But it was the COVID crisis. You say that's what we
Yes.
needed to do. But how do you get it?
It will come. It will come.
it will come, it will come. No, it's not going to come. If you literally say that, hey, it will come. It's not just going to happen out of thin air. It's not like the fiat currency that you just print out of thin air. You cannot just say that it's just going to come just like that and have no plan. Like, what's your plan? She just said, it will come, it will come. Oh, yeah.
In due course. Yeah.
In due course. Yep. Okay. Okay. Yes.
How?
In due
How?
course, it will come.
Yeah?
In due course, it will come. Yes. And this is the lady you guys trust. This is a lady the European Central Bank has put in charge. She's a little puppet. She just looks like a little puppet. It will come. Okay. Yes, it will come.
No,
But do you
because I will-
sleep at night when you see this?
Of course I sleep at night.
Of course, I have to sleep at night,
Oh, yes.
and I have to worry every morning. Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Over here.
I was wondering, do you own any cryptos yourself?
No, I don't, because I want to practice what I preach.
So her pride is that high. She knows that cryptocurrency is valuable, but she just does not want to buy it because the European Central Bank is telling her, hey, you need to say this, here's your script. You need to stick to this narrative. And if you deviate from it, you will lose your job.
And then
I know how it
obviously the-
works, and I actually have a son who invested in cryptos. Yes, so I follow very carefully.
And her son is smarter than her.
And what have you taken away from that?
That I would not put my finger in there.
And honestly, that's better. We don't want you.
And he didn't listen to your advice?
No,
No.
he's a free man.
He is, yeah. Did he lose a lot?
He wouldn't tell me.
So yeah, the plan for them to bring down inflation is it will come. It will come and it will come. And cryptocurrency is worth nothing, according to this lady right here that seems to have a very bad hair day. I know my hair is always crazy too, but I don't know. Like, do you really trust this lady? I really do not trust her at all. And I would not listen to what she has to say about cryptocurrency. And the fact that they're attacking XRP, the fact that they're attacking QNT and cryptocurrency in general, when they literally have come out with a report right here titled by the European Central Bank. This was published by the European Central Bank. And they mention Quant, QNT in their Quant overledger by name, and other cryptocurrencies as well, like Chainlink, for example. Chainlink right here, as you can tell. They mention Fusion, which is another cryptocurrency. They mention Interledger Protocol, which is basically XRP. They mention also Cosmos, Polkadot right here. They mention Polkadot and Cosmos, Atom cryptocurrency, Cosmos Atom. So they mention all of those cryptocurrencies. But then this lady right here has the audacity to tell all of these young people who could invest in cryptocurrency, she tells them how it is not worth anything. All of these young people, some of them, they know her BS and they see through her lies, but a lot of them will be influenced by her just because she's on stage and she seems to have authority. And just remember what she said when asked about inflation and her plan to beat inflation. Listen.
It will come. It will come.
It will come. It will
In
come.
due course.
In due course. Yes. Yes. Very nice.
How?
It will come.
In due
How?
course, it will come.
In due course, it will
But
come.
do you
Because I will-
sleep at night when you see this?
So just remember that. Remember that as they are making this war on XRP, QNT, and cryptocurrency.